This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of Phatts TV, sanctioned by PA Facts and the non-genetically proven Sun. Any and all words have been authorized during the show. There is nothing off limits. Nobody is restricted from watching or participating in the show. It is a free-for-all. Commencing at the siren, any and all discussions will be legal for an extended period of time. Sports, politics, and any and all controversial topics will be talked about. You have been warned. May God be with us all.
Welcome to Phatts TV on this Friday night, May the 29th, day 75 of lockdown.
Hey, it's only like a few more days.
75.
I went outside again today.
Well, so did I. I went for a walk.
I went disc golfing.
Hey, until the rains came.
I got through 11 holes and I was 2 under. Gonna probably be my best round because I only had one more hard hole to go. I had about 2 or 3 more birdieable holes left and rain coming.
And the rains came. The rains came. It looked like it was going to be a pretty bad storm, but it turned out just to be a lot of rain.
I wouldn't even say it was a lot of rain.
It rained pretty hard for a little while. But be that as it may. So tonight's show is completely unscripted. Unscripted. Off the cuff. We're going to say whatever the hell we feel like saying.
Isn't all our shows unscripted?
Well, no, sometimes I take note. Like the last show, I had like 8 different things I wanted to talk about. Tonight, I wrote one note. It's a long note.
It is a long note.
It's a long note, but I wrote one note.
Because we're talking about one thing.
So, a lot has happened in the last 24 or 48 hours since we were last with you guys.
I drove to New Jersey and back. I went disc golfing. That's all I did.
Yeah. Yes. America is under attack from within. Tonight, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. There's major protests going on outside the White House. The White House is in lockdown right now. CNN's headquarters in Atlanta is being vandalized as we speak. They're tearing down. There's that big CNN sign that sits right at their doors. That's being torn down. Windows are being smashed. The media whores that have created all of this over the last 50 years are now starting to pay the price. Yes, media whores that have created this. I'm talking about you, Communist News Network. I'm talking about you, MSNBC. I'm even talking about you, Fox News. Yous are media whores. You do everything for the almighty dollar. You guys stoke the flames of racism in this country. You guys want to divide everything because that gets you guys viewers and it creates you guys money. Media fucking whores. You agree?
I don't watch the news.
Maybe you should.
No, because it talks about this all the time. I don't care.
Media whores. So, I was up pretty late last night watching Agenda Free TV because he likes to cover, Steve Lookner, I believe his last name is. He likes to cover a lot of things that are going on in the world. And of course, you know, it's all about Minnesota right now. Minnesota. A lot of destruction in Minnesota. It looks like a war zone. It almost looks like Beirut or someplace in, Syria or Iraq or, Now, a lot of people are blaming the people that are living in these towns. I'm not blaming them. Told you this. If you saw my post, this episode is going to be a little controversial. I'm not blaming those people. I'm not blaming them at all. All right, first off, the cop that did this did get arrested today. Don't exactly know what he's going to be charged with. Obviously, some type of murder, whether it's manslaughter, second-degree murder, third-degree murder. He's going to be charged in, and rightfully so, he deserves to be charged. Now, The coroner's report says there's no sign that of what he did caused this man's death. I find that kind of hard to believe, personally.
Hence, they pulled him off onto a stretcher, and
Yeah.
he had no pulse.
Yeah, I kind of find that hard to believe. If I was the family, I'd want an independent autopsy myself. But yeah, Minnesota. It's a hellhole there right now. Now, haven't seen this anywhere in the media the last couple of days. All right, so fires everywhere, lots of looting. The police were out in force. Then the National Guard got deployed, and the state police got deployed. Tear gas, rubber bullets, pepper balls, blah 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 blah.
Sounds like France a few months ago.
It does sound like France a few months ago. It does. It does. Viva la France! The resistance. Big supporter of the resistance. Now, everybody on a certain side is blaming the people of these towns. Why are you destroying your towns? Why? What message does that send? The message is supposed to be, we're all on the side of the guy that died against the police, and now you guys are sending a bad message. I, personally, have a different take on this. Let's separate the protesters from the looters. Okay? There's a lot of people out protesting. Nothing wrong with that. I love a good protest. I don't like it when you start looting, when you start burning private citizens' businesses. The Target got burned, the AutoZone got burned, the Enterprise car place got burned. Those are corporations. But there's also private businesses being burned. Now, my take on it is I would love to know, again, we're separating the protesters from the looters. I would love to know, of the looters, how many of those looters live 30 miles or more outside the city? I'm willing to bet it's a majority of them. I'm willing to bet the people that actually live in that area are not the ones doing the looting. Is there some? Sure, there is some. And they're white, they're black, they're Hispanic, they're whatever. They're Somalian. Lord knows Minneapolis is a hotbed of Somalians. Look who their representative is in Congress. Yeah, look that up. Do you know who it is? Think about that. Think about it. She likes to wear a head thing. Okay. Yeah, possibly married her brother. Yeah. So, it's of my opinion, and I could be wrong, it's my opinion, that the vast majority of the looters do not live in that city. They're coming from outside the city. They're coming to take advantage of a politically charged situation made worse by the media whores. The media whores. And the progressives. Yes, I said it, the progressives. If you don't think for a moment that progressivism has something that has nothing to do with this, you are fooling yourself. Let's go back to the 60s. The civil rights movement promised equality for the minority people. Equality. Did they get equality? No. The progressives, the big government progressives said, sure, come into our town. We're going to open up our big cities for you guys to come live. So all the minorities came to these big cities, and what did the progressives do? They moved out of the big cities and left the big cities to rot. The progressives said, bring your children, bring the minorities, bring your children into our schools with our children. That's what happened. What did the progressives do? They moved their kids out of those schools. They built new schools in the suburbs. And those schools went to hell. Progressivism. They keep their thumb on the minority. Over 50 years, this has been going on. What comment do we got?
I don't know. It's a long one. Do you want me to read?
Go ahead.
My opinion, the protesters have more balls than us, who just bitch about the stay at home while we stay at home. They got out and were heard. Good for them.
Yes. I'm getting to that, actually. I'm getting to that. Yes. This lockdown is the powder keg of this whole thing. The murder, the killing, whatever you want to say, of this minority gentleman is the fuse that lit this powder keg. And now the entire country is going to hell. Like I said, you got protesters now at the White House. You got CNN headquarters being vandalized. There was a huge protest tonight in Brooklyn. You could look it up. There was 7 people got shot last night in Louisville at the protest. The state capitol in Ohio was vandalized last night. There's something was going on in L.A. There was a report of confrontations in Colorado last night. In fact, there's a video of somebody getting run over by a car. The guy jumped on some lady's van, and the lady got him off, and then ran him over, or at least hit him. Didn't run him over. He should have been hit.
You sound like you've covered just about the whole country. You
I
got
did.
Atlanta, we got D.C., you got Colorado, L.A., Ohio.
Yes.
You just kind of haven't really hit the Midwest.
Yes, because I pay attention to all this stuff. There's something going on in Texas tonight. I did see a couple of my friends that I follow on Twitter. One of them, was saying, be safe, and another one was something about going to the protest, and they, wanted to, be prepared. So something's going on in Texas tonight as well. But I want to talk about going back again to the 60s. This is the note that I wrote. I'm going to read a quote from what I consider was a great American. And then I'm also going to play part of a speech that he said. This goes back to the 60s. There's not a lot of people of my skin color and your skin color that think this is a great American. But I do. That's Malcolm X. This is what Malcolm X had to say. And, by the way, Van Jones of the Communist News Network said something very similar very early this morning. Now, when it comes to politics, I don't like Van Jones. But when it comes to race relations, I do like Van Jones because I think he speaks in authority. To me, he's very knowledgeable in the subject of racism in America. And there is racism in America. Don't kid yourself. Comes to politics, though, that's where I lose him. This is what Malcolm X had to say. He goes, there are many... Before I read this, I saw this on Twitter as well. There's so many people that are saying that are, again, white, that I just want to help the minorities. I just want to help the minorities. The minorities don't want our help. They don't. They do not want our help. The minorities do want something, though. They want equal footing, as we do. They want to be our equals. They don't want our help. They want to be equal. But the thumb of progressivism has kept them down for over 50 years. This is what Malcolm X had to say. It's a pretty long comment. He goes, there are many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox, and a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to, but the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth, shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling and take him for a friend. Malcolm X uttered those words. You can look it up. That's exactly what liberals, progressives do. I don't like to use the term liberals because I have a different definition for liberals. There was once, and I've said it before, there was once a time being a liberal actually meant something. And then progressives took over liberalism, and they've destroyed what liberalism actually is. But that's Malcolm X. I also want to play something else that Malcolm X said. He said this on April the 3rd, 1964. He was in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm going to play it in his own words. I'm going to turn the microphone up. It's kind of long. It's almost 3 minutes long. So, I hope you can all hear this.
Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You can keep Johnson in Washington, D.C., or you can send him back to his Texas cotton patch. You're the one who sent Kennedy to Washington. You're the one who put the present Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first and they put you last. Because you're a chump. A political chump. In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republican. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you bash controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you are dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race. What kind of alibi do they come up with? They try and pass the buck to the Dixiecrats. Now, back during the days when you were blind, deaf, and dumb, ignorant, politically immature, naturally you went along with that. But today, as your eyes come open and you develop political maturity, you're able to see and think for yourself. And you can see that a Dixiecrat is nothing but a Democrat in disguise.
Turn the microphone back down. So yeah, that was Malcolm X in his own words. Those words that he said, April the 3rd, 1964, could be uttered today and still be accurate. Because that's what the Progressive Party does to the minorities. They keep their thumb on them. What did Trump say in 2016 when he said, vote for me? What do you have to lose? Trump has helped minorities better than any president going back to Kennedy and maybe even going back as far as Lincoln. He's done more than Johnson ever did, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Papa Bush, Clinton, the first black president, so according to him. That's what he says. Baby Bush or Obama, basically put together.
People still hate him. Or
Well, yes. Yes. People still hate him because that's the narrative of the whores in the media. That's the narrative. Young people have been brainwashed by the the progressivation of schools, right? Remember in 2016? Go ahead. Tell that story. Was it your English class, your English teacher, railing for 3 or 4 straight days on how bad Trump was in your English class?
Oh, God, I don't remember.
I do.
2016, I was in 11th grade? 10th or 11th grade? One of them.
Yeah. Remember, you kept telling me every day.
That would be 11th grade.
She just kept going off.
Who did I have in 11th grade? Miss Bohr? Miss Bohr.
Remember? I told you I was going to call the principal and say she's got to stick to English.
Yeah, I remember this.
And
like
not talk
day,
about politics.
At the end of class, you would play something from the news about Trump. I remember that.
Yes.
Because I sent you a picture, I think.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Saying, like, this is crap.
Yes, it is. And I had a nice little conversation with the principal.
Did you really?
I did. I told you I did.
Oh.
You just, I don't know, whatever drugs you're taking, you forget.
Oh?
Whatever's in that water you're drinking.
What did Gautier have to say about that?
Nothing. He just said he would look into it.
Oh.
So now the young people have been indoctrinated into the progressive philosophies. I actually feel sorry for your generation. What this country is going to become because of your generation, because they're not going to wake up. But it's going to be the generation or two after you. It's either going to be your children or your grandchildren that's going to take back this country. This country's lost.
Time to move.
Now.
What country would you say is viable to move to?
I'm going to start my own.
Australia.
I'm going to start my own. Yeah, that's a penal colony for the British. That's how that started.
It is.
Yes.
I don't know. It's down under, though.
Yes, I'm going to start my own.
I think it's just spiders about this big.
Phatstopia.
Phatstopia.
Phatstopia. It's going to be a little island in the Caribbean somewhere. Phatstopia.
Why the Caribbean?
It's always nice down there.
Is it, though?
Just got to deal with some hurricanes every now
Yeah, I
and
think
then.
I'd rather be on the West Coast.
Well, they get hurricanes too, you know.
Not as many as they do.
It's going to be a little island. Phatstopia.
Why don't we just, take, Montana?
No, it's too cold. I want an island.
Alright. Well, hear me out. Hear me out. Fine, let's do Wyoming, Colorado. What's under Colorado?
Arizona, New Mexico.
Is that better for you? That
No.
climate? What would you rather?
No,
Pick a state.
I want
Just
an
pick a state.
island.
Just pick a state.
Hawaii.
No, I can't do Hawaii. It's not gonna do for what I want. The islands aren't big enough. Just
What do you want to do? Make a huge golf course?
no. Just pick a state that you live. How about South Carolina?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. All right. So we're gonna go in the middle of Tennessee. We're gonna build an island. We're gonna get a 100-mile trench each way of this island. We're gonna put water in it and build an island in the middle.
Sure. Okay.
Do you like that idea?
Sure, why
And
not?
now we're gonna call it Phatstopia.
Phatstopia.
And the government's gonna be completely okay with it.
Yes. Yes. Phatstopia.
They're in indoctrination camps.
Yes. Exactly. Indoctrination camps.
That was a big word for me. That was a college word.
That is a college word. I'm surprised Daryl even came up with that word.
All right, come at Daryl.
He'd be the first to admit it. He probably, had to Google that word or something. Did he spell it right? He did spell it right. Holy shit. Good job, Daryl. So anyway, you heard the words of Malcolm X. Great American. A lot of people don't like him. Probably some of the people that watch this show don't like him. I like the guy. He was a man before his time, in my opinion. There's a lot of people like that.
See, I started talking, we lost viewers. Apparently they don't like the idea of Phatstopia.
Oh, well, what are you going to do? But then again, I said this was going to be a controversial episode. How'd that feel?
That burn?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right. So, what's going to happen now? So, the governor and the mayor, of course, they were trashing Trump, of course. Now they have a curfew. It's supposed to start in about 35 minutes. So we'll see what happens tonight
Good luck with that.
in Minneapolis and in St. Paul. And whatever else is going on around this country. Is there any protests in Wilmersdorf? I don't think there's any protests in Wilmersdorf.
And I saw nothing on the Wilmsdorf Prime Watch page.
At least not yet. There might be, it might be people with pitchforks coming to my house now. To the Phatts TV studios.
The living room.
Same thing.
We need to build a studio in the garage.
Sure.
Where we can get your logo just painted on the wall.
Soon as you get a job to pay for it.
I could probably pay it.
Yeah, okay.
What do you mean? It's drywall.
Just get a flag.
Krantz.
Yeah, come on, Krantz. Where are you with my damn flag? So now, if the minorities would just for 10 years, vote for the Conservative Party, I would love to see what would happen to the inner cities. I would love to see it. Put conservative mayors in charge of the inner cities. I would love to see if there's a difference. Maybe I'm wrong and there wouldn't be a difference. Maybe it'll get worse. What do you got to lose? As the dude back there said. What do you got to lose? He will get more black votes than any other Republican running for president ever. Ever. I promise you that. He got more last time. He'll get more this time. Hopefully it's enough to win. Hopefully. But the whores in the media are trying to, do whatever they do to sabotage what's going on. But that's just my opinion. What's your opinion? You don't have an opinion. You don't know.
I only ever see people my age post on Snapchat.
Ooh.
Basically what CNN would say.
Of course.
How racist he is.
Yes. Yes, he's racist. Yes.
Because he called he's apparently called black people thugs.
No, he called looters thugs.
Well, people took that as black people.
Well, of course he did. I'll guarantee there was white people looting. You could see it on the video. The videos of when they were ransacking that Target.
According to CNN, though, it was all black people, and that's who he was pointing to.
Of course. Because that's what the Communist News Network does. Media whores. Whores. They spread their... I had this conversation with, some lady on Twitter today. No idea who she is. She lived in Colorado. That's all I know. Probably at least half my age. And she was, suffering from TDS, Orange Man Bad, saying he's got to go. He's got to go. And I'm like, stop your indoctrination. Stop it. It's the whores in the media that are causing all of this. All of this. I don't think the president called up the police and said, put your knee on some guy's neck until he dies. Don't think so. Which, by the way, couple things. First off, this Floyd gentleman and the cops supposedly at one time worked with each other. Supposedly. So, did they not like each other to begin with? Did they even know each other when they worked with each other? Maybe this isn't a case of a white cop not liking a black person. Maybe it was a case of this person not liking this person. Who knows? Who knows? Also, supposedly, this cop has had a lot of... he's done some unsavory things, and he had a chance to be prosecuted years ago, but somebody who's now a senator in Minnesota, who was supposedly on the short list to be a vice presidential candidate, failed to charge him with anything, Miss Klobuchar. Oh, did you know that? Yeah, she was a prosecutor in Minnesota. She was presented with a case of this guy's, misconduct, and she refused to charge him. Didn't have the evidence, supposedly. She could have stopped it right then and there. I don't think she's going to be Biden's vice president. I don't think she was ever going to be anyway.
Well, the news is saying he basically has to pick a
Well,
black woman.
yeah, he's gonna pick a black woman. Of course he is. That's like the only thing he can do. It's not gonna be Stacey Abrams or Abraham, whatever her name is.
It'll be Obama.
It could be her.
Well, Michael Obama.
It could be. It's down to 3 in my opinion. It's either going to be there's what's her name, Kamala Harris out in California. It's not going to help him. There's a representative down in Florida. Her name escapes me at this moment.
Well, that seems like a good one.
Yeah,
he needs Florida.
Yeah,
And
yeah. He's not going to win without
be-
Florida.
Gonna be close again.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And then there's Michael Obama.
I'd probably say out of those 3,
Yeah.
I'll probably pick the Florida.
With the exercise video, you see that thing hitting her.
There's a lot of
Telling ya.
conspiracy theories on
Yeah.
YouTube. About
Go
that.
see that video. Woo!
There's definitely something down there.
You didn't believe me till you saw that video, did you?
No, not really.
Yeah. Is there something down there?
Oh, there's something.
There's something down there flapping. Don't know what it is. Third
there's-
leg? I don't know.
And there is 2 proven times that Obama accidentally said Michael.
Yes.
And then fixed it
Yes.
and said Michelle.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's another video, just some lady, I forget her relevance, that said she was a trans.
Yeah. Hey, it's possible. Who knows? Who knows?
Brock, probably.
Yeah.
And Michael.
I mean, it would make sense because, the theory is that Barack is a homosexual in his youth. Barry Sorrento. Again, not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't care. So who knows? Who knows? But what I do know is the media is a whore. The media is a whore. So I will be spending probably the rest of the night seeing what's going on in this country, watching it implode.
This reminds me of almost like The Purge. Sort of, in a way.
In a way.
Just got cameras of all these big cities, and we're just watching what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
On this night where Minneapolis something big could happen, whatever, Dallas or Austin, whatever, DC, and whatever else, maybe Louisville.
Yes. There's a website now called Snap Map. Have you ever heard of Snap Map?
Snap Maps has been on Snapchat for over a year.
Yeah, but now like you could go to a website and you could put in Minneapolis, and you could see what people are posting on their Snapchat from Minneapolis, as I was watching last night.
So if I want Minneapolis, and I could see what people posted.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, that was a car that was on fire.
But you see, I don't have Snapchat, so I have to go to SnapMap.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing.
Yes.
Here, see?
Yes.
You have these up here and the red
Yes.
dot.
So I invite you to go to SnapMap, and you could follow what's going on across the country and even the world if you really wanted to. There was nothing going on in Wilmersdorf when I looked.
Not normally. Does anything go on?
Maybe you should post something so I could see what's going on in Wilmersdorf.
Calm and peaceful. In little old Wilmsworth.
Yes.
All 250, 5 years or whatever.
Yes. Maybe everyone needs a My Pillow or a Snickers bar. Exactly. So, tonight's show isn't going to be that long. I've said what I wanted to say. I don't have anything else to say on the matter, all except for once again calling the media a whore.
We can talk about soccer.
Go ahead. Talk about soccer.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have nothing to say, though, about soccer.
Because the Premier League hasn't started yet.
Soon.
Not that the Premier League really needs to start. It's literally going to be a race for third, fourth, and who gets relegated.
Any word on City? What's going on with them yet?
No. Nothing relevant.
Okay.
They're in talks with a bunch of players. Basically, the players are saying if they do get banned, if they only ban for 1 year, they'll sign contracts. But if they're banned for 2, they're not going to re-sign contracts. And basically, if that happens, City's going to suck. Because they have like 7 or 8 good players running out in the next 2 years.
Well, maybe you could go play for him.
Right.
Sure.
A little short to play my position.
Well, no one says you have to play goalie.
Ederson still, I think, has 3 or 4 years
Again,
left on his
no one says you have to play goalie.
What am I going to play? You want me to take De Bruyne's spot?
Sure, why not?
One of the best players in the world? Why
Yeah.
not?
You could kick D-ball.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they'll have to sub you out after about 3 minutes because you can't run.
Asthma. Hey, but at those 3 minutes we get a goal?
Attaboy.
Served my purpose. My market value will go from $3 to $100.
Woo!
Or 100 pounds.
100 pounds. So, I hope you guys have a happy, safe, healthy weekend. It's supposed to be really nice around here this weekend.
That's right.
Supposed to be.
Sunday, 69. Monday, 69.
Someone wants to come over and cut my grass? Feel free.
I'm going to try to go golfing.
Feel free.
Go
Maybe I'll make him cut my grass.
I'll go hit the ball in the cup.
Hit the ball.
In the
Hit the
cup.
ball. So I will post that link to the Malcolm X speech if you want to go back and listen to it again. I don't know how clear it came across to you guys. Nobody said anything that they couldn't really make it out, and nobody said that. That was pretty good. I thought it was really good.
I'm intrigued at why this is a website now.
Okay.
Snap map.
Okay. Because they knew I was interested.
I don't know. I think it's weird.
Okay.
Because, well, if I go into Snap Map and people have their location on, I can basically see every time they go into Snapchat their location, and I can see where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's not on.
Okay.
Nobody needs to know where I am.
Okay.
So I guess I could look where people live. If I really,
There you go.
really felt like it.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know why they put it in there, to be honest. Post that video of Mike as well. Huh? No, let's not.
It was with Ellen DeGeneres. She was on the
it was
Ellen
like an
DeGeneres show.
exercise
Yeah, she was
thing.
doing some
Or a
exercise.
dance. I think it was a dance.
I thought it was an exercise thing.
It looked the dance. She was doing this, like they were dancing together, and
Yeah.
she was doing this.
Now
and
you see it
this.
going bang, bang, bang.
And, there's one
And
time
then
where
they zoom in on it and slow it down. Yeah, bang, bang.
It's gross.
She's got a pee-pee.
One time she was walking out of the White House, and there's definitely a bulge there.
The only thing I just can't see her Adam's apple.
But she's got man hands, though. Definite man hands.
I don't think Barack has an Adam's apple either.
You don't have an Adam's apple. It's somewhere.
It's hidden by fat.
Mine's right there.
Yeah, mine's. I got one there. It's just hidden by fat.
Mine doesn't stick out.
But anyway, I digress. She bang, exactly.
She bang! She bang!
Watch Supreme Court Jeristock in his own words. Great show, and shows Biden at his best. Ah, yes. I remember that. I watched those hearings back in the day. That's, I've been into this stuff for a long, long time. I watched those hearings. I watched Biden try to crucify Clarence Thomas. And I watched him try to basically take Anita Hill into sainthood. I believe that was her name, Anita Hill. Into sainthood. Remember it like it was just yesterday. Just like I remember the thing with Joe from the last show. Joe! Like it was yesterday. Joe!
No.
Joe.
No.
Mika and Joe. Whores. Media whores. I'll even say Sean Hannity's a media whore.
You listen to him, though.
Laura Ingraham, media whore. I have no problem saying it because it's true. I don't care what side of the aisle they're on. They're media whores. Thank you for getting the Departed music ready.
That's right.
I've been waiting for it.
I was getting there.
So we'll see you Tuesday.
Public
assuming...
hair in my Coke. Oh, okay.
Pubic hair? What?
Pubic hair in my Coke.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks again for sharing. So we'll see you Tuesday, assuming my co-host is around on Tuesday.
What do you mean?
You weren't here last Tuesday.
What was I doing? Sitting by the lake.
Sitting by the dock of the bay.
I was having a grand old time.
Doing what?
Relaxing.
That
Enjoying being outside.
by Blue Marsh Lake.
Hey, it's outside, isn't it?
Blue Marsh Lake.
It's outside, isn't it?
Barely. Blue Marsh Lake. What fun? I had fun at Blue Marsh Lake.
It's like the beach of Pennsylvania.
Sure.
Where are you going to go in Pennsylvania to enjoy being outside?
At a beach?
Yeah.
Like Lake Erie?
That's a little bit of a drive.
There's a beach there, though.
There's a beach there, though.
There is a beach there.
There's a beach there. You want me to drive 6 hours to Lake Erie?
Why not?
I'd rather just go to State College and sit there.
By what beach?
None. The Creamery Beach, because there's a lot of people there.
By the way, you know the one thing I didn't notice why people were looting? Didn't see a lot of social distancing going on. Didn't hear that about on the news today either.
Didn't see no masks.
Didn't see. They're not social distancing. Funny how that quickly fell off the map.
Yeah, all of a sudden no more virus doesn't exist.
Fell off the map. We're on to the next thing we could whore about. I tell you.
I'm slipping.
He's
apparently.
slipping. He is slipping. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great weekend. If something really bad happens tonight or tomorrow, we'll go live. Talk about it. I love talking about media being whores. I like it.
I sit here and listen.
Well, good, because it's the only way you're going to learn. You learned a lot sitting right here.
Sure.
You have. You probably didn't know nothing about Malcolm X.
I knew about him.
Ooh, you knew about him.
I learned about him in school.
Did you really?
Yeah, we learned about Malcolm X.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Was it government?
That's why you didn't call Malcolm 10. Roman numeral, you know that.
Wow, as if people really didn't know, actually, there was somebody that probably did.
Uh-huh.
They may be in Hawaii right now.
Uh-huh. See
They
that?
don't they don't know the Roman numerals.
Malcolm 10. Until we meet again, ladies and gentlemen, I do. I do.